What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode here in the Minecraft Survival server. Today is going to be a little bit different. We're going to do a little bit of work back in the western town, but I am going to be installing or reinstalling the moss farm on the server. It was over by Captain Palm's base, but it was just in the way and ugly, and I needed a place to put, or I needed something to put here in the industrial district right over here. So that is what I'm going to do. Gonna go ahead and fill in this little gap here with the new moss farm, and hopefully it looks all right. I'm gonna try to make it fit the area nicely, and hopefully I'm able to do that, but may kind of cram into this little build over here a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be too big of an issue. We're going to be able to come over here regardless. So without further ado, let's get right into it and enjoy the time lapse. There you have it, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed that time lapse, and I have the farm all ready to go. It is both a moss farm and a bone meal farm, as I needed a little bit of both, and I'm not going to keep it as ugly as it is. However, I do not exactly know what I'm going to do to pretty it up, so I'm going to do a little bit of workshopping on that, and I will catch you guys whenever I get into some of the building of the shell around this thing. I want it to look like a power plant or a machine of some sort, and I don't know exactly how I'm going to do that yet, so I will check in as I get some progress. But while I'm here, why don't I show you it in action? So you flip this lever, and the moss starts to be produced. It breaks it down and pushes it towards these hoppers, and these three over here go into this chest. And then if you come on down here, this is where the bone meal is stored, and it's very loud, so I apologize. But yeah, that's how it's gonna work. So again, I'm gonna be working on a little bit of a shell around this thing and making it pretty. Obviously, it's right up against the road. Will take away some of the view of the little tower we have going on here, but this is meant to be an industrial district, and it's gonna have these machines, and these towers are better seen from this side regardless, so it's not a huge deal to me. So I'm gonna work on that, and I will see you guys as soon as I have an idea. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have completed, at least I think, we have completed the moss farm, bone meal farm, and let's go ahead and take a look. It's kind of odd for now, but I think it looks kind of cool. Now this is what I've been waiting for. I think this will look nice once the copper all oxidizes and gets to be a greener color. I think it'll look really nice, and it signifies the moss and whatnot, but I have it turned off to where it's not sending any moss into that chest since it is full, and I'm optimizing it for bone meal. Now let me turn it off for a quick second. Alright, so down here you can see a lot of the inner workings. I don't know how to even explain how I did the redstone. I watched a tutorial. I will leave a link to that down in the description if you want to check it out. Essentially, and it's been working. Makes a bunch of bone meal, and it continues to keep this one stacked so it never runs out. And, you know, this thing is giving me loads of the bone meal that I'm going to need to continue on with this world. So, super happy with it. Super overdue, if you ask me. And very, very happy with the functionality, at least, if not the looks. The looks are going to have to grow on me. And I'm going to probably need to detail it in some ways. But I honestly, this wasn't where my passion was going towards this episode. I want to do a little bit of work over in the Wild Western town, and that's where we're going to spend the rest of this episode. So hopefully you enjoyed that little segment. I will continue to update you as everything starts to oxidize and turn into its final form. And yeah, let's head on over to the Wild Western town. And before I cut to me rolling up over there, I want you guys to drop a comment with a good name for that Western town, because I don't have really anything in mind, and I'm sure you guys have plenty of great ideas. So let me know in the comments what you think I should name it. All right, we are back here in the Western town, as you can see, and I've got a little space cleared out here, and it's a very important build for this town we've got going on over here. This is going to be the horse stable, and it may be possibly the biggest build I've got here so far. We're just gonna have to wait and see. I'm going to kind of wing it, and I have a reference that hopefully I can find it. I'm just looking at it on my phone right now, so I can pop it up on the screen. And it's gonna be, I'm limited as far as space a little bit. I've been expanding this area out just a little bit to hopefully give me a little bit more wiggle room. But we're gonna go ahead and get started building. I'm gonna be winging it, like I said, so bear with me. I'm gonna try to do a little time lapse. I'm using a new mod for my replays. It's called Flashback, since replay mod has been taking forever to update. So there will be certainly a learning curve, so this video may get out a little bit later than I hoped. But without further ado, let's get straight into the building. Well, everybody, as you saw in that time lapse, I've been putting in quite a bit of work, and as we walk down the path here, I start to see it come into view, and it's not done. We have a little bit more work to do, but I do have the shell of the building up, and I'm loving it so far. It is quite massive, but it doesn't dwarf, the saloon or anything like that. which is good. I didn't want to do any sort of dwarfing. I still need to put a bridge in here, but regardless, here's kind of what we're working with. So pretty basic shape, honestly, but once I get the details on this thing, it's really gonna come to life, and I'm super excited to do so. I wish it wasn't raining, but you know, but anyways, yeah, none of the interior is done quite yet. Definitely got a lot of interior and exterior work to do, but overall, I'm really liking it. And honestly, whenever you're inside, it doesn't feel too big, which isn't a bad thing. I'm probably going to have doors going to each of the little stalls outside so that any of the horses can be easily accessed and transported in and out. Not exactly sure how I'm going to do that quite yet, but that's kind of where I'm gonna wrap tonight's recording off. It's getting kind of late. It's like 10:40, so I'm gonna go get some sleep. Come back tomorrow evening, and hopefully finish this thing off. So I will catch you guys tomorrow. Well, you saw it there in that time lapse, folks. We have completed the horse corral, and that is what we're going to be calling it. It is the corral, not just the barn or the stables, because corral sounds a whole lot cooler. But let's go ahead and take a look. So we went ahead and detailed this thing up. I put in these stalls here with the gates so the horses can come outside and get some fresh air, but they can also come inside. And we will show you a little bit more of that here in just a second. But overall, do really like the design. I went with some signs for some trim. I used the spruce as the doors so that I can have this little handle there on the sides, and you know, they work together with the trapdoors quite a bit better than most others. Just put these trapdoors here. Again, nothing fancy. Just wanted to add a little bit. Added these little support beams. I don't know if I want to add more or keep them how they are, but then I have each of these stalls. You know, I had a how did I think about it? I feel like I'm missing some animals. I thought my horse was in one of these stalls, and maybe he's just hiding from me, but and I also had a wandering trader's llama in one of these, so I'm not really sure where they all went. So but regardless, that's kind of the whole build. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. We're going to be doing quite a bit more work here in the western town, and I wanted to put this one in because it was one that I had a good design for, and honestly, it's a nice big statement build, and it's one of my favorites, I'll be completely honest. And we're going to start expanding on this way now. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.